This is not my typical live stream. I've had someone want me to do so here it is. A lot of people say it could be because of a political hate thing going on. Do I think that's possible? Yeah. I do think that the death was unnecessary, just because he stated the truth. Unfortunately, when people start stating the truth, all of a sudden there's crime and violence going on toward that individual. And quite honestly, there should be no need for this. In my opinion, the death was definitely uncalled for. And I do not care if you are on one side of the fence or the other, whether it be you are a Democrat or Republican. I definitely feel like it could be a hate thing going on from somebody else on the other side of the fence. It could be anything. But we're going to Google it because I want to confirm my opinion, because I definitely think that this death was caused by somebody being hateful. They just didn't like the truth. And everybody has their right to their own opinions. And okay, so here the big question is, was Charley Kirk's killer driven by political beliefs? And what the American polls say. And most Americans think that the person who assassinated Charley Kirk was driven by political beliefs, according to a new YouGov poll. And yet a public opinion remains split on identifying the exact nature of those convictions. A survey which was conducted yesterday on September 14th with 2,355 U.S. adults comes 4 days after Kirk and an influential conservative activist, who was shot and killed while speaking to a large crowd at Utah Valley University. So again, an activist. He was a conservative and activist. So, following a days-long manhunt, the law enforcement officials actually did say that they apprehended the suspect. I'm not going to put his name out here. So, the political beliefs, and this is why I believe this. In the poll, a slim majority of respondents, 51%, said that they believe Kirk's killer was motivated by political beliefs. 21% said they were fueled by something other than political beliefs. And 28% said they were not sure. So I definitely think that there is a possibility that political beliefs could have been a part of the problem. Because it could have been somebody who was a diehard Democrat and just didn't like the fact that, he was a conservative and an activist. And I'm going to say it here, and I'm going to leave this here. I do not care if a person is on one side of the fence or the other, whether they choose to support Republicans or Democrats or third party. That is on them. Now, do I believe that violence should have been committed just because of that? Absolutely not. There was no need for it. Absolutely no need for it. I don't know. I don't know where people think they can, get this idea in their head, thinking, oh, we don't like this person because of thus and such reason, blah, 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 blah. Let's go assassinate this person. That is not right. Okay? That is absolutely not right. Just because of somebody's political beliefs does not mean we need to go out and say, oh, this person is a diehard Democrat. Let's go assassinate this person. Okay? Let's set that as an example. And this person, he's a conservative. Let's go do this to him. It's almost like something fueled this individual's motivation to assassinate the individual. Okay? And whatever the actual reason was, and again, there's a mixed opinion out there. People say they are not sure. People say that there was more than just a political belief thing going on. So, that is why I believe that there is a good possibility that political beliefs could have fueled this individual's motivation. And quite frankly, I really think just because you don't like somebody, this does not give anybody the reason or the right to go out and kill somebody just because you don't like what they believe. Hello. So, and this, like I said, this is why I believe what I believe. A fellow YouTube user of arcade games and a few others who were wanting my opinion, you got it. This is what I believe. I believe that there was a good possibility that political beliefs was driving this individual's motivation to do what he did. And and people, like I said, other people are saying that it was more than just political beliefs. Do I believe that? There is a possibility it could have been more than just political beliefs. And I'm not excusing that. But I definitely think that the majority of the individual's motivation to do what he did to Charley Kirk was because of political beliefs. I believe that. I myself, I do not support Democrat politicians. I cannot stand them. Okay? I only stay on the left side of the fence, which is Republicans. I only support Republicans. That's my opinion. Okay? Now, just because I only support one side, does that mean I'm going to go out and want to kill somebody because of their beliefs? No. Because unfortunately, this world is filled with so much political hate, and there's political violence going on. There's just evil all the way around in general in this world. Folks, when is this going to stop? I'm no politician, but still, when is it going to stop? I don't even, like I said, I don't support the fact, we got people who is currently in office and governors who wants to do tax this and tax that, jack prices up on the price of gasoline, and double our license plate stickers here in Illinois. Yeah, I mean, where is it? Where on earth did this world go wrong? I mean, did we forget who we once were? And what this nation actually stands for? This nation sure heck wasn't created to have all this hatred going on. And it sure heck was not created so people can go around and killing innocent people just because of political beliefs. And it wasn't created just to have innocent people killed just because people want to go around and being a butthead and pulling a gun on somebody or stabbing them to death. We need things to change. That's what we need to have happen. We need things to change. And that's that. I mean, this whole entire world has gone to pots really quick. It's gone downhill. And it's all because of the damage the Democrats did to our nation. And that's what I believe. And that's why I believe, and this is another reason why I believe that this assassination was more political beliefs and whatever. It could have been something the person didn't like. So, here's the thing. Charley Kirk spoke at a Utah University, as I read in that little what you want to call it? Oh, in the article I just read. When he was then assassinated. And a lot of people just ain't sure. 28% is not sure. While 51% of the Americans say that this was a political stunt. This was a political belief motivation as to why the individual assassinated Charley Kirk. So, be it as it must, whether you are a Democrat or Republican, I do not agree with people going out and assassinating everybody just because of your political beliefs. Okay? I don't condone to that. I don't condone to any kind of violence on anybody just because they are a Democrat or a Republican or a third party or left wing or right wing, whatever you want to call it. I do not care. That this nation is so divided anymore, it is not even funny. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine the pain that Kirk's family is facing because their loved one was assassinated by an individual with a motivation driven by political beliefs and possibly more than that. When you go to bed tonight, we need to say a prayer, okay? Say a prayer tonight for his family. And again, I do not agree with what happened. My opinion, I believe it is a political stunt, a political belief reason as to why he was assassinated. So, there's your opinion. We will keep you guys up to date. And when we find out what the actual motive is. But like I said, the poll still stands at 51% of the American citizens believing that this was a political belief motivated reason. So, and I believe that. I firmly believe that it could have been motivation from a political belief. Now, we are supposed to be honest, are we not? Of course we are. We are all supposed to be honest here. So where do we draw the line? When do we American citizens wake up and realize what is going on? When do we wake up? We need to wake up before it's too late. That's what this whole entire world needs to do. Look around us. have a great look around us. Look at everything that's going on. Thanks for watching. And before I go, I just want to remind you guys that Jesus loves you and God bless.